There's nothing more powerful than
All right, what's up? What's happening, people? Test, test. What is up, Tyler? How's it going? We're going to talk about some of the new spoilers. There's some really cool things. I'm kind of excited about this Arachne marionette. She, they look very, very interesting. Just very cool. Like the new daggers kind of got me hyped up a little bit. Play this disruptive gameplay type thing. It's up all in together now. Go ahead and swap over to this so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So obviously, you guys have been looking at this just as much as I have, I'm sure, if not more. There's some really like crazy things going on with these heroes, right? So I'm most excited for this Arachne, personally. The Warrior and Syndra are also very strong, obviously. But we're going to see a lot more of the set, so this is all speculation at this point. Those new daggers are nasty, yeah, for sure. The collective known as Arachne, that's right. The collective known as Arachne. That is the technical, I guess, appropriation of this character or whatever. Black Widow looks cool for sure. Yeah, I'm super into this because it's like Leave No Witnesses art, and the ability is like insane. Just being able to rip cards from hand, but all of them are really good in their own way, right? So obviously you're getting stealth when you are attacking, or sorry, hold on. Back it up. Your cards with stealth that are attacking Mark Hero get +1, and when it hits, it gets go again. So you have like a little aggressive angle to that just by being like generically there. Then if they're marked, you become these random things. You guys already know all this. But there's like some really interesting things that are coming out of this, right? Like having all of these reactions and just playing like a good stealth deck is really, really interesting to me. Also, Arachne Trapdoor. Frailty Trap is going to be like really insane in this next meta because of the Draconic Warrior and Ninja, and also Fi. So being able to just say Frailty, especially against the two newer heroes, is going to be very, very strong. So just getting this randomly. But hey, if you want to circumnavigate the randomness, this is what you do. You play this legendary hat, which is just like busted. Like, busted in its own way, okay? Like, why can't Guardian have good shit like this? That's what I'm saying. So, defends, become a random agent of chaos if the attacking hero is marked, which you can very easily do with the new dagger. You get to choose the agent of chaos, and it's just a 2-blade break, right? So you get like to choose whatever the best option is for you at the time. Most of the time, I will probably be going for one of 3, which will be Black Widow, Trapdoor, or Orb Weaver. The other ones are pretty decent too, obviously, for their own reasoning. Like the Tarantula could be strong in certain scenarios, but being able to get a defense reaction, being able to hand hate, and then being able to, I guess, like the Redback. Sorry, not Redback. The one that destroys Arsenal. There's one of those. This one, the Funnel Web. But Orb Weaver, like whenever you're flicking your knives, right? Then you can choose to be Orb Weaver and get a dagger. And you just like make it happen. It's pretty sweet. So let's see. Are we the only class without a nuts helmet? Yes, I believe at this point we are probably the only class without a nuts helmet. Mass feels like the other headpieces that block for 2 and do something crazy to risk. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like this hat is just absolutely bananas. Like it seems really, really strong and pushes this hero. And not only does that seem strong, but the Hunter's Clave. When I saw this dagger, the Mark of the Huntsman, the token one that you'll play in draft, I was like, okay, like I see this one being decent. It sucks that it blows itself up, but it's still pretty cool. And then they're just like, oh, hey, here's like the upgraded version that is just like significantly better in every way. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're just doing this. Whenever it hits a hero, mark them. So like the flick knives is going to be insane. We'll talk about like how these heroes might affect the guardians of the future, right? And kind of my preliminary opinions and whatnot. But yeah, Kiss of Death, great card. You know, they lose a life if it hits the hero. This is, to me, if you kind of like compare it to Infect, this is like a guaranteed 4, where Infect is like a maybe 5, depending on if they keep cards or whatever, to be able to pitch for the Blood Rot, which is like really interesting. This card's cracked, right? This card's like insane. There's so many ways you just like flick knives, and then you like have the hero marked, you +3, and then you pick any stealth card that's like insane. Usually it's going to be Mark of the Black Widow, right? That one's amazing. And it's just a common, so you get to play as many as you want. Any of these like 0 cost reactions, like the whole deck can basically be Majestics, and it's going to be really strong. Do you think New could run any of the Mark package, specifically that card that can copy a stealth card from Graveyard? I haven't really thought about it. As we're going through some of these cards, we can start thinking about like New a little bit too. Eisen's Peak Erasure. Ryzen Speak Erasure. Is that what you're talking about? Like, it's similar to this, maybe? But, okay. So, Kiss of Death is a dagger, can do some crazy flick knife stuff. Yes, yes. Let's see. Yeah, take up the mantle under the trapdoor. There's some interesting things you can do with this. Like, you play Frailty Trap against these Draconic heroes. You can just get it back whenever you need it. Like, Cinder starts going with some crazy, like, they play one of their legendary cards that gives their daggers +2, and you're just like, hey, how about not? Like, you're going to Frailty this turn. And they're just like, okay, well, I tried. Obviously, their turn's still going to be decent, but it's going to be a lot less damage. But yeah, Tarantula Toxin, this card's insane. Anaphylactic Shock is like a maybe thing whenever allies come back, like Dromai and whatnot. Bite, I'm not super impressed with, personally. I could be proven wrong. Orb Weaver, I do like. Let's see, you have a crazy theory that in Guardian Bastard we get Yoji, who is the Draconic Guardian aligned with the Hunters of Arachne, who get to use good mono-draconic things. That's possible. It's a little weird, though, because if you think of Draconic Guardian, like, Guardian inherently is a defensive class that wants to play with 2 cards, like, just traditionally. So if you introduce Draconic, then that kind of, like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, opposing wedges, like in Magic, if you think about that, right? So if you guys play Magic the Gathering, which is still interesting. It works in Magic, so I don't know why it wouldn't work here. But yeah, but this card's like cracked. Like, I think this card is insane. Insane. Just, it's hand hate. Like, what's not to love, right? And we're Guardian players here, so we love some hand hate. This is also pretty good. It was spoiled today. It is basically 0 cost CNC, like, kind of worse, leave no witness. But, like, what did we learn from the Rune Rager swarms of the past, right? Like, Rune Rager Swarm is just worse swarming Gloomveil, but, like, Viscerai's playing all 9 copies. So, I mean, who's to say that we don't play at least, like, some reds of this, right? This card in blue, insane. Just being able to mark the opposing hero, especially when you're about to hit with this. Because if you attack with this and they're like, oh, they pass reactions, we, like, go through that. Then you can instant speed, get mark them, and then get a card anyway. It's pretty sweet. This card is also very good. One, get dagger +3 or a stealth attack +3, and when it hits, mark them. With this, I had to clarify this. So if you 2 sides of the blade on a Mark of the Black Widow, you do not get to mark before the hit trigger. They happen simultaneously, so you won't be able to rip a card. But yeah, Graphene, Chelicera? However you say that. I think we are only getting Valda. The Valda, I'm pretty excited about, to be honest. I don't like the original Valda, like the young hero Valda, especially now that all the books are burned, because, like, that was kind of your thing. Like, sure, you could play Sift, but that card, like, we gotta admit, that card kind of sucks, right? Potion of Luck, you could do that, but, like, then you're just kind of rolling the dice. I don't want to play Guardian for consistency. I don't play Guardian to play Brute, So the new Valda would have to be something different, but hopefully with more health, and that's, like, actually a big deal myself. But yeah, of course we have Syndra. Syndra is doing some pretty crazy things too, where you can, like, get some insane value out of these kunais. Now, obviously you guys have seen this. When you attack, it destroys this. You close the combat chain, or you flick the knives and then you get it back based on I guess you wouldn't close the combat chain. You would flick the knives and then you get them back and then you would attack with them again. And then there's some other cards here that allow you to do additional damage, right? So whenever this attacks a hero, each dagger you control deals 1 damage. That's a way to go ahead and get rid of those. After you're done attacking with them, you play this, and then you get them back. Pretty cool. All these delicious assassins and ninjas to feed the frozen wastes. Yes, we're going to try. We'll have to probably adjust, like, the structure and ratios of the list. I am still trying to work that out, but we still haven't seen, like, half the set. So we'll do our best, right? But yeah, there's some really strong Draconic cards here. Like, this card is honestly very insane too. It's just leg tap, but you get to play it twice. Like, the leg tap was a playable card you know, not, I guess it's been a while now, but yeah, this card is just absolutely a great card and will be played. Same thing with this card. I could see this being played. I don't know. Like, it's a chain ender. You can also like set it up to draw additional cards. It's kind of cool. Dragon Power is going to be like a limited bomb for sure, so look out for that. Generic Go Again. Well, it's not generic. Ninja Go Again when it hits. Mark them. So it's just a head jab, but like with text, which is good. You can play it as many times as you can, not just twice. Wait, hold on. If a draconic oh, I didn't realize that. I'm glad you said something. So like, if you have a bunch of fealty to sink into and you have a bunch of resources, you can just go fealty, play this. Fealty, play it again. Play it again when you're done. Like, you run out of resources. Yeah, this card is like bananas. There's some really like push cards in this. Fang is very interesting too. We've been looking into this. Some of these cards that obviously the Majestics are going to be very strong. Maybe not so many of these because it requires 3 fealty. And I don't know how consistent you can get up to 3 like quickly type thing. So I would probably play this as like a 2-up maybe. This card's obviously very strong. You would play this. +2, you get to do a whole bunch of different things, attack twice, marking the heroes and all that kind of stuff. So you can dagger it, etc. Yeah, you have to block it. Yep. The more you look at these cards and everything else going on, the more I feel like posting up and blocking heavily utilizing good ice cards will pay off more than aggression. Yeah, there's a couple ways that you would have to build it, right? Like, or that you can build it. I don't know if fatigue is an angle, but I've heard some rumors of some like product being opened early, and I've heard some of these cards that are like some of the legendaries and equipment pieces that are interesting for like maybe a fatigue angle. I won't go into it. I don't know how much I can say about it. I don't think I would get in trouble if I told you what I've been told these cards do, but there is a card that will be playable in Guardian that will be strong if it is what people are telling me it is. So, and you could play more of a fatigue angle with it if that's the case, potentially. But yeah, let's see. This card, obviously strong, get fealty. This card is the same thing, but +1. Fire and Brimstone, cost 1 less. Daggers you control get +1. You may attack additional time. Like, this card's insane. Obviously, our spoiler is amazing, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, gotta love the spoiler. Yeah, look out for that card. We'll see it tomorrow. Like, we'll see it. Like, it'll come out. Provoke, I've already played against some, like, Jagged Edge Provoke standard warriors. And this card infuriates me almost as much as freaking Siren's Call. Like, this card is really strong. Just in general, this card is like something else. And then Jagged Edge is obviously like really strong tech for being able to push over against the Enigmas and whatnot. Sharpened Senses, super cool card too. Getting +1 greater than twice their base, they get Go Again. So like whenever you double up with something like Sharpened Senses, Fire and Brimstone, or something along those lines, you're going to be able to attack a lot. Same thing with the stances, Flurry Stance, Power Stance. These are the ones I look at more. Flurry Stance specifically because you can get more dagger attacks, which is good with this kind of stuff, right? And then Sworn Vengeance will probably be a card that is just like inherently played in Thing as kind of like a Sharpened Steel, but like with text that matters for him. Dragon Scalar Flight Path. The first thing when I saw this made me think of Dromai, like immediately, right? So destroy this. You can attack with the allies twice. You just get like double Chromai effects or like double Kyloria attacks. Like that's really busted. So whenever Dromai comes back out, there's a new Dromai, and you start playing with your mirror guys and your other things that are just strong. This card's gonna go crazy. And it doesn't cost anything because you're gonna attack with a bunch of Draconic Chain Links. So it's pretty sweet. This is a starter that is pretty important in these Draconic decks. Maybe not so much the ninja deck, but in Warrior, this is something that definitely like I could see being played in like CC, even though it looks like a draft card because it says attacks Arachne, mark them. Because it's just a 0 for 2 starter that allows you to continue out your turn. That's actually not terrible. This card, obviously very strong. Just gain a resource, draw a card. For the Drakai, this we're getting into some more of the like common stuff, right? But this card was really cool. I thought it had go again because I read this text down here first, and now I was like, oh wait, it's just a potion, but it's still kind of neat. You have a friend heavily scouting the Dragon Scaler because I think Dromai is coming to the new Armory deck this year. I wouldn't be surprised. I probably wouldn't just like pay full price for all of those now. Just wait until they like drop a little bit. Because we don't know if this is going to be like the go-to de facto thing to play in these new heroes. Because weapon attacks, being able to do that twice. Do you really care about that in Syndra? Not really, right? Do you care that in Fang? Probably not. Do you care about it in Fi? Maybe. That one I can see a little bit more because of the Emberblade. But definitely in Dromai, like this card is going to be very strong in that. But I think these decks are probably more lean towards probably Snapdragon Scalers or maybe Valiant Dynamo. We'll see. I would want to play a Valiant Dynamo thing. But yeah, now we're getting into some of the generics, predominantly things that you'll want to play in draft, and then some of these cool cards at the end, right? So Roiling Fissure. This is a card that I started brewing with in a Victor deck specifically, just to see. I need to test it a little bit more, and I can show you guys that if you want. But basically, just play this, try to, you know, clear the Enigma stuff. Maybe you get there. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not impressed with these boots over the other ones that we have options to. But, I mean, if we get a lot of arcane stuff, this could be quite strong. Especially split damage arcane. It's good against rune blades. Cole, we know how good Cole is in Ben's set. I'm not smart enough to explain the lines, so you guys should watch the next A to Z that Mara is in. Hey, not spoiler. So yeah, you'll see that in a Ben set situation. Warcry, all of these other cards, really, really strong. Now, I feel like we're missing some cards that aren't in this updated thing that we've been seeing. Let me pull up Discord real quick, because I've been seeing a lot in the card reveals. Maybe everything is here. Maybe I'm losing my mind. But yeah, some other cards that are going to be pretty important, right, are going to be like Erase Face. I think that card is going to gain some stock after this set is out. I think that's pretty obvious. That's like the big one, really. None of these are mine. Mine. There we go. Don't look at that. We're not looking at that right now. That's secret spice. So yeah, this is the Victor list. I know that the stream title is mostly like Jarl related, but like I kind of want to talk a little bit about Guardian in general and the impact of Hunted. I think Victor gains stock because of that, because Victor is good against the ninjas, is good against the warriors, just because of their game plans and whatnot. And these like more aggressively slanted and like having more armor situation, playing Anathos and being able to go like Zealous Belting into 6 is good against the non-MST assassins, right? And I don't see why it would be much different against Arachne, except Arachne does have more hand hate, which is really important. Let me catch up on some of these. Let's see. You want Lexi back before we get Dromai again? I'd be okay with that. Now, Dromai was a counter to Lexi, but I think that matchup was really close. But you know, any of these like new heroes are not going to be anywhere as good as their old counterparts that are in Living Legend now. You just like look at any of these new stuff. Like Jarl is not Oldhim, like, and never will be. They're very different, right? Oldhim hero power and all, and just generically 100% better, being able to ice react and being able to earth react when you need to in certain matchups where it's like actually very, very important. Jarl is just not as good. That's all there is to it. But he plays at a different axis, and I think he's really fun, and he's decent in this meta specifically. So the same will likely go for these other newer heroes. Now, I don't know. Like, Syndra's is seeming like pretty crazy, but Fi could definitely still be the better Draconic Ninja. You think Victor would play Imperial Sill? So limited with non-attacks. Imperial Sill. So remind me. I think that's this one here, right? Yeah, Imperial Sill of Command. Do I think he would play this? So I've thought about it, because being able to like terrace under your opponent with Imperial Sill happening and like blowing up their arsenal, they can't play D-Reacts on your terrace under, and then just like literally ruining their day would be really cool. It's just like, it is a potion style thing, so you have to give up tempo to do that, but you have a lot of go again. You can just drop this as your chain ender, right? So it just depends. I don't think it's bad. It's just I need to play with it to understand like if it's so good that it's like worth including against certain matchups to just like blow people out of the water. This is just better Snapdragons though. Is it just better Snapdragons? Is it? Because it blocks? It might be better Snapdragons. It might be. Where is it? Target Draconic attack gets go again. So Snapdragons is not limited by target Draconic, right? You can Snapdragons like a Snatch or something like that. Or if you are playing some of these cards that like get benefit from being Draconic, but you happen to not have those, but you need to like extend your turn, like, I don't know, you just lose a little bit of versatility. This probably is better though, like in these decks, the way that they're going to be built. That's probably fair. Still give Lava Burst go again. Yes, you can give a Lava Burst go again, for sure. Would you ever be able to add turn order preference to the Patreon list? Yes, but I can tell you now, it's just basically go first into everything. In almost everything. I honestly can't think of a matchup specifically. I'll go through it and do a thorough check. But most of the time, into everything, I'll want to go first, because you have so many play one lines where you can go like put out a crumble, or you put out a channel against the deck where it could be very important. You can play Account Your Blessings, right? Like there's just so many things that you can do, and getting the arsenal is actually very important because it allows you to kind of chain turns together, right? What is up, New Jersey Damo? But yeah, like I said, I'll look into that. Oh, I forgot to mention this card. This card's insane. I know it's a red D-React that comes in for 3, or like blocks for 3, but like just getting an extra card is absolutely nutso. And it's a May, so it's not like a force trigger. But yeah, let's look at this Victor, the list, if you guys want to see it. So I'm playing Tech Plating, and that is basically the only difference between this Victor list and any other Victor list. And I guess Anathos, like some lists haven't been playing that. Maybe they've been playing Vambrace over the Tech Plating to try to like have a chance against Enigma. But the big thing is Anathos, or not, sorry, not Anathos, Tectonic Plating, because of the Roiling Fissure. So the kind of plan is to make a Surge. You pay 3 against like a Mirror Guy turn, and then you blow that up, and you blow some annoying thing up like Shimmers or whatever. And you can do that, and then you attack with your Anathos because you play like a reasonable amount of blues. But yeah, so like this list, it looks very generic Guardian. You play all the 6s, and up, you play Roiling Fissure and Visit Goldmane Estate. I would cut this card in certain matchups and play all of these other cards. So 1 pummel is in the side. I don't believe this is accurate anymore, because I had a theory of if you're playing Tectonic Plating, I might not want all 3 pummels because it gets kind of clunky when it's not with Tunic. But I think in all of the matchup spreads that I have, it's just better to have 3. But E-Strike, Outmuscle, Zealous Belting, Rousey Ancient stock in the board. Erase Face, Weakest Link, just good cards against these, like Erase Face especially. Chokeslam, good against a lot of these things too. Good into new, good into the Draconic stuff because they're going to be gaining the Spreading Flames and all that. And then Snags, just because new is annoying. And then the block cards. So like it's just a very simple Victor list that I think could be okay, depending on how the meta shakes up, right? But how does the hunted affect Jarl? Okay, so we can look at my list. We'll do this one, right? It's the same list. It's the 71 cards. So how does it affect this list? Okay. So my first concern is if we're playing against these Draconic heroes, yes, Ice is very good, and giving them Frostbites is very good, but how do you give them Frostbites? You give them Frostbites by playing an Ice card if they have an exposed equipment piece, right? Well, what if they just decide that they don't want to blow up their armor, right? I know that's been a concern for a lot of these, but it's even especially so for decks like the Draconic ones, like a Syndra and whatnot, because you get the gloves, I forget what they're called, Tiger Stripe Shuko, I believe. Then you have, I guess, Flame Steel Furnace or whatever you decide you want to do, maybe Tunic. The hat, you can just play Maximum Momentum into Jarl, and then you play maybe the new boots that block, just so you can have a little bit more block there. And then you want to keep a lot of these things around anyway. You don't really want to block, right? So like if they are really, really, really aggressive and we don't chain and just like the on-hit effects matter, it could be very difficult. But I still think this is probably good enough, especially Felling and Plow Under and all that kind of stuff. More so Felling, obviously this card's insane. Oakenol, you could still probably do just okay. But we might need to adjust some of the ratios, add some Erase Face. That's the biggest takeaway from this, right? Is Erase Face is probably going to be a card that I really, really want. Maybe I replace Weakest Link, or I take out some of these boulder drops, add some blues to supplement, to be able to pummel a little more consistently because we're playing more 2 costs, if that makes sense. So maybe even Flick Knives with Syndra. That's true. Flick Knives with Syndra as well. That makes the most sense, right? Now that we're talking about it. Flick Knives, you don't want to block with Flick Knives. You're getting a lot of value out of the Flick Knives. So the biggest thing is like once a new is out, we can restructure this whole deck to have like really good blues. And that's what I'm excited for. Now against Fang, I think this deck is still fine against Fang too. Just because, you know, dropping Channel Lake or anything like this, same kind of idea. That disruption should be pretty good, but they are going to block more because they're a warrior, right? Just makes sense. Arachne is the one that I'm kind of spooked about because I think it's going to be like in the middle of like an Azuri and a new when it comes to like the matchup percentage wise. Like I think Azuri is actually pretty good for Jarl, like actually exceptionally good, because the moment that they get rid of a piece of armor, they want to play 2 card hands. They want to go 0 cost isolate and into swap it in with like a CNC or something random where you give them a frostbite by playing any of your ice cards. Like it's bad news for them completely. So I think that matchup is pretty good, especially when you're playing Sledge and CYB. Now new, we know, and you guys have seen in the previous stream, that matchup is very difficult, and I made some misplays looking back at it. Certain scenarios where I should have, you know, kept CYB for the Arsenal. There was just some plays that like I could have done that was a lot better. That matchup is very technical and very difficult. I think it's going to be kind of in the middle, but the nice thing about Arachne is you only have to think about +3s and a +5 maybe, and it's going to be kind of telegraphed because they're going to go, here's a 1 cost or 1 power, I'm going to Flick Knives this probably type thing, right? So I think it'll be better than Azuri, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. So yeah, let's just continue playing this since we're still in this meta. and getting the reps in this. And then once some more of these cards come out, we'll kind of restructure this probably next week to get ready and maybe talk about some calling Memphis considerations that I'm having. Flourish and Channel Mount Heroic are interesting in Jarl. I have seen some Flourish and Channel Mount before. I don't like it in Jarl, personally, just because your Guardian deck, everything you have doesn't cost 0, right? So you're not getting the payoff. Florian is really good at being a Channel Mount deck. Not as good as Briar, but, you know, pretty good. What is this? Lupine Fiascos. Blessings of Jarl. I want to see this. This looks sweet. Hold on.
See this mystery
Put this
base?
over here.
It's a one-of-a-kind.
And look at this list. Most recent deck. Let's check this out, chat. What's the difference? Okay. We could probably pull some information from this too. Like this might be a good cross comparison as well, right? Some Sink Belows, got a Mangle in there, still making it happen. I love Winners by Red. Love Winners by Red. Doesn't fit in my, and you know, the collaborative list that you guys have seen, this one here. But just because of the way that the deck is aiming to play, but this card is super sweet. I love this card. Hypothermia for your imposing tech. Yeah, this is solid. I like this. I could see moving towards something like this, like maybe playing if there's warriors that aren't Fang and they start coming out of the woodworks, then the staunches could be really strong. Exposed is such an annoying card in the mirror too. Yeah, this card might need to cut some of those if we're iterate off of this. Yeah, he's been playing Jarl quite a lot lately, trying to complete opposite side of the game. Trying to get the complete opposite side of the game. Yeah. Yeah, this is more, it's no Decompose. That's the biggest difference, right? The Decompose has been really strong there. Every time I play a Felling, I'm like, anytime I consider cutting a Felling, I play it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to cut this card. This card's really good. So. All right. Let's get some games in. Why don't we? Competitive CC, why not? So we'll see how we do against this. I do believe this matchup is a little difficult. But, well, you know, we got a free one here. They hit the disconnect button. Easy peasy. But, yeah, depending on how they build and how much rune chance stacking they have, then they could do it quickly. It becomes pretty hard. So. Let's see. I'll try just doing an open. See what happens. As my local, we test together a lot. Been working with him on it. Yeah. A salty snack. There we go. Okay. Well, he joined me, even though he disconnected before. Resubmit deck. What's wrong with it? I have never seen a resubmit deck button. Oh. That must be new. Like, if you ever mistakenly click and it locks you in. That's kind of cool. That's a good feature. You got destroyed by a Viscerai turn 0 and 1 at your armory. Okay. How do you get destroyed by a Viscerai turn 0 and turn 1? Like, they just made too many rune chance and stacked, or did they start attacking you? That's the question. Because if they start attacking you, you can actually just like pivot to a fatigue strategy for a little bit until you force them into doing a stack, right? So that's what I would wonder. So here, I've been going back and forth against Verdance on whether or not I want the blocking gloves or the Goliath gauntlet. I think I want the gloves. And I've also considered playing like Rootbound Carapace into them. Just because like they do need to attack. Like that is a thing for them to decompose, right? So this could line up, but I'm not overly concerned about it. It just makes these decompose cards a little bit worse, right? They went first, 7 rune chance plus 11 dominate, creating 8 Rune chance on hit. And okay, yeah, that's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. So I assume they did like the blue majestic. They gave it overpower. It was effectively dominate, and then yeah, that's pretty insane. In a situation like this, like I think it's just easy enough to play Terrace under, right? I mean, we got it. We might as well use it. Your last game of the day, I was tired and not having a good one, so after 34 damage on turn 2, I said GG. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You're probably not winning that. You can always try, obviously, but when you're that far down on life, it's basically impossible to like fatigue there, because all they have to do is set up a little bit more. The biz was me, however, I'm having issues because February tells me this. I have 60 cards, so does Chalishar, but it won't let me submit. Interesting. Yeah, try to get that fixed, and I'm more than happy to play against you. This hand is slapping. I'm willing to take Arcane here, I think. Am I? I think so. Kind of sucks that they play like something that actually matters. Okay, yeah, I don't care about this. I'll actually take this. They have Fertile Ground Yellow in their deck, so they are hyper life gainy. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Because I want to keep all of these cards. I want to play Oakenolm because it's free. And then Command and Conquer is sweet. Now, there's not much they can do to get around this, right? So they can decompose if they so choose at this point. They can block with another card, and then they can give their Bark Skin. I don't think they will, though. So this Oakenold is like basically happening no matter what. Okay. Take the random roll. It's got to be a D-React, right? Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. Another one? Nope. Okay. Just block as much as you can. I'm surprised they didn't block with another card, because in a lot of situations, they will just end up arsenaling, like Aethertide Arsenal. So, this hand is sweet too. So I expect Aethertide Arsenal, like I said. So if that's the case, I'm kind of willing to maybe Arsenal this channel. There's a couple of play lines I have here. I don't want this weakest link. It doesn't do anything, so I'm going to pitch this. The other line is to play Channel Lake Frigid, then play Command and Conquer, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the Command and Conquer. So I think it might be more optimal technically to play the Icequake, just because I have specifically a Command and Conquer. Right, so they can't play defense reactions anyway, which is kind of what this is stopping. I'm happy to Arsenal that. Even though I have Tunic and I could get value off of that. So, it's kind of just the thought process. Oops. That's the wrong button. How did I do that? Is that like Alt or something? Weird. Okay, so the CNC just happened. Nah, it was just it. I can't really do a whole lot with this, so I'm okay just blocking and sending 6, right? So, or 7, I mean, off of that. Pummel me, that would be brutal. That would be insane. If you pummeled me, jeez. Similar list to your tempo deck. This is the exact list to my tempo deck. The one that I played in Atlanta. I just think the deck is like really solidly put together. So I'm going to play it for a little bit, you know, just kind of show you guys my thought process. And then when more cards come out and we understand like what the general build idea is going to be for a lot of these draconic heroes, then we will make some adjustments. So I could very well see the lupine list being maybe the kind of list you want to go towards. Like the winner's bites are really strong, especially against these like decks who are trying to keep a density of cards, right? Yeah, temporary Jarl is fun. Look at all these defense reactions. Okay, so they can't like just auto decompose. They can decompose, but they can't do it in 3 goes if they play a decompose card next turn. CYB. How do I want to do this? So this is kind of interesting. I'm not doing anything on their turn for sure. I think I want to attack with Sledge. I think I want to play this channel. So I would want to pitch Count Your Blessings to that. I think that's probably correct. Just to get the maximum efficiency out of the hand. I'm about to outheal Verdance. You're right. That is how this deck do. All right. Yeah, sweet. A kind of general heuristic that I have too with these Count Your Blessings. Oh, geez. Unfortunate, buddy. Rip, rip. But to finish the thought is I will generally put CYB the moment I have it in a pitch deck like this. It will be the first card to go on bottom and then the rest of the blues, right? It kind of makes sense. You want to see them sooner when you get to second cycle. So, gained 32 life against Bravo. He was unhappy. Yes, yes, that is very strong. CYB, very good in the mirror. Who knew? Who knew? All right. So we got one win. Let's see if my buttons work on my thing. Hey, look at that. 1 win at the top over here. I'm honestly glad when I tried CYB that it felt not great. Like, it felt not great in Jarl? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Dory. Dory is tricky, okay? Because you can lose the game before you start the game, depending on how you board. So the way I board against aggro Dawnblade Dory is like my aggro build, right? Because they play all these crazy cards. You know, they're giving Dominate to their stuff, and they're pumping it up, trying to get a bunch of counters. But if they're on like Axe Dory, you want more cards. You want like all the cards. But then if they're on Dual Wield Dory, you want 68 cards. But in general, I think a safe estimate against them is just play probably the Guardian board. And I think that's probably good enough. So I'm going to do that. I think that's a safe hedge. We're playing against Decimator. They have more cards than me. This could be very, very difficult, unfortunately. But we're just going to play as efficiently as we can. I'm okay setting up an arsenal, maybe this E-Strike. So I'll attack with the Sledge and get this going for second cycle. Jarl and Victor, a Guardian of Ice and one of Gold. Who will age the most gracefully? Most gracefully, I don't know. But, you know, Gold doesn't tarnish. Ice melts. So, hey. But Ice... Ice is recycled. Gold, I guess, is also recycled. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't mind me. All right, so we got 2 cards out of them. Hey, we are doing the fatigue math thing. They're giving us more cards. I like that. That's really good. I wish I played all the cards. I don't think I would have a very hard time if I was playing all the cards. August can't come fast. I know. Trust me. Trust me. I want to be back with the Guardians in at least A tier. At least. Oh, we're remembering. Maybe this isn't as good as I thought it would be. Well, dang. So this will probably sit here in Arsenal until I get Tunic Counter 3. This hand is kind of weird. I'm probably going to block with the Imposing and then just play this Icequake off the CYB. It depends on how they play too. They have a 4-card hand. If they play like a go again starter, it's kind of annoying. It's just damage though. They don't get counter stacks, right? So it'd be real nice if the set was coming in March. Yeah, you mean originally when it was slated to come out? Yeah. Cut through the facade, A. Well, I can't feasibly block very much. I think I will go ahead and block with the gauntlets though, because the axe makes it to where these die immediately. So I'd rather get the value out of them now. This doesn't do anything. Actually, it does do stuff. I do have wars in my deck. That's interesting. But yeah, you know, just go ahead and get the value out of this, just because I don't want to have to be put into a situation where I want to block with it, but I can't for like ever because of the way their deck is made. Okay, so Icequake, you know, just play the hand efficiently, do what I can, maximize value. That's the way these like very fatiguey style matchups are going to go. Just hope they don't try to put too much ultimate pit fight junk in there. Yes, I also agree. I don't want any chivalry in my Guardian Mastery deck, please. Thanks. Or packs. Hey, UPF is there for the casuals, you know? Like, we can't hate on it. It supposedly will get more people into the game if it has more support. So, could be cool. You know what's interesting? We were thinking about this. I'm trying to... the Arachne hat, if you are Blitz gamers and want to play Shy on them. The Arachne hat is very, very cool for that deck, because you can turn into the trap Arachne and then go get a Buzzsaw trap and banish, and then whenever they play whatever they're going to play, you can Buzzsaw it, and it's like kind of lit. It's just interesting. They're blocking with armor and nothing else, taking the frostbite. What does this mean you have? What are you doing? I'm probably blocking. I'm not blocking, actually. Oops. Not with this hand. Uh-oh. So this hand is going to be a Frostbane count. Probably. I was gonna say if my hand was blocking Dense, then I would just, you know, just block out. Oh, I see. Irons on Determination is a card. Okay. Yep. I'm going to take some damage this turn. The first card gets a minus. So this is coming in for 5. This is going to be halved. I'm going to block with, I think, a piece of equipment. I think I'm going to block with the gauntlets. This also fuels the earth a little bit. Actually, you know what? This doesn't even get the buff, right? Because I don't have the cards. So everything I'm saying doesn't really matter. See what they do. If they do a reaction or something weird. Oh, it doesn't have go again. There's... What? Okay. And I guess I will block. Just to get value out of it. This could turn on a glint though, and then if they draw blue, it's kind of annoying. Whatever. Okay. Refraction bolters time. I guess it makes sense. You did block with it. Attack again. It's fine. I have CYV to offset this. CNC would be really annoying. But I guess I could crown that away too. Can I hate on it casually? Yes, you can hate on whatever you want. I am not the boss of you. They haven't said much regarding UPF lately, have they? No. The last thing that I was like keeping track of, I heard there was like this it's like shit, what is it called? It's like PvE, yeah, play versus everything format. That sounded really interesting, but not, obviously there's nothing like that right now. Maybe the new product is something along those lines. That'd be interesting. If they tweaked the UPF rules, it could take off. I don't remember the UPF rules, to be completely honest with you. This Frostfang's about to fuck. Check this out. Yeah. Frostbite in your legs? Bruh. But I know it's like you can only attack people to your left and to your right or something. I think that's the situation. I don't think I've ever played a legitimate game of UPF. I don't think it was a thing when I started playing. May not have been. I don't know. I started in like Monarch era. So that's when Blitz was good. I had a good time playing Blitz back then. Blitz was sweet. You could play Dorinthia versus Bravo, and it was like playing CC. It's my biggest issue, not being able to attack anyone. Well, you can. You can attack 2 people, but not all 3. Just a wolf gnawing on your legs casually. Yes. Frostfang. Yum. Yeah, give me 2 cards. Yes, sir. Use your tunic counter to attack with your axe. Do it. Oh, by the way, I'm going to gain some life. They're probably like, oh shit, he's going to pummel it. Nah. See, I do this a lot in paper just to like fuck with people. If I have tunic counter and I'm going to make a play like that, they're like, okay, I'm going to block. And I'll be like, okay, any reactions? Use tunic counter. Count your blessings and then give them a heart attack for a second. It's super funny. They like freak out a little bit. They're like, start sweating. It's like a mental damage. I'm like a mind wraith. Like a mind flare from D&D. Curious what they do here. I mean, they can. What 0 cost matters? Oh, they are strictly a decimated build. For sure. I guess it makes sense with the cuts, too. Hey, we have some Remembrance style cards. We got 2. We can get 2 things back. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Pitch blue. 1 floating tunic up. Guardian is just mental damage always. Yes. Yes. Completely oblivious to the pummel threat. It's like, all right, I got it. See, if you don't know about the threat, you never have to worry about it. That's how math works. Well, it is literally inefficient to block at this stage, so I'm just not going to. And if I didn't have this arsenal, I could Winter Spite and then CNC, which is actually like kind of crazy. But I think I'm just good with E-striking here. E-strike into CNC. And I know I'm not getting pummel value on my CNC, but we got to get this Oakenold in the arsenal, so we're gonna have more consistent things happen. Go again. Pummel is emotional damage, yes. I usually never get pummeled. I'm always the one pummeling other people. And if people are pummeling me, it's because it's the Guardian Mirror, and I'm like happy to play the Guardian Mirror anyway. Some of the best fab ever. And this will say a lot about my personality, maybe, is old school Bravo mirrors were fucking awesome. They were so good because it was like, to me, it was literally skill matchup in a lot of ways. Like, yeah, sure, you had Gogan cards and stuff like that, but like you could circumnavigate a lot of different ways to where, like, as long as you pitch stacked better than your opponent, it was insane. It was insane. So is E-Strike Hammer Pummel for deck health? We could do that, but I want to threaten the arsenal here. That might be better. You know what? Well, no, I think playing the Command and Conquer is probably fine because I would want to play the Winner's Bite anyway. So I'm still like conserving the same amount of deck health if you think about it, right? Does that make sense? Oh, did they? The generic legs? Where are they? Oh, dude. Quick dodge flexors. Generic legendary legs. Defense reaction, pay 1, add this to the active chain link as a defending card. It has 2 base this chain link. Beginning of the end phase, if this defended this turn, destroy it. How does this work? Can you do it multiple times? Can you pay into it? That's insane. That card is like so good. Okay, so it is what I thought it was going to be. So that was spoiled to me before. Like somebody told me about it. Like, I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, that's a sweet card for sure. Uh-oh. Well, Crown of Providence, save me. The defense react. Ooh, you're right. So you can just pay into it, right? Well, the wording is kind of weird though, is what I'm getting at. So like pay 1, add this to the active chain link as a defending card. It has 2 base this chain link. Okay, so it doesn't add. I see. The way that it was explained to me originally is that you can like pay into it any number of times and it gains. So you could like pay a blue and block 6. Is the way it was like kind of speculated based on looking at the card. But it looks like it's just a great card anyway. You just pitch a blue, block, then they attack with something else, move it over, block some more. Like that's really cool, right? Like that's super sweet. That card instantaneously like takes over Civic Steps. Right? Like it's so crazy. You don't destroy it until the end phase, so yeah, you can add it to multiple. Yeah, you just like bloop, bloop, bloop. That's so crazy. What does this do? Dominate, right? Yeah, that sucks for me. I need to keep a CNC. I need to have a blue. Is there a world that they Brave Forge me here? Maybe I give the gauntlets so I can like maybe have something for this root bound. I think it's time. So they'll minus this card probably, just because the other ones don't matter, still take 1. But I gotta get rid of this Oaken Old, unfortunately. Please, for the love of God, give me a blue. Please. Or yellow. I could do yellow here. Yonk. Nice. Ah. We're drawing cards. You can only block multiple times if the combat chain is closed. Oh, really? Is that... Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Add this to the active chain link as a defending card. Yeah, it's 2 base this chain link. So it can't bounce around? I don't know. I could see it bouncing around, maybe. Maybe I'm crazy. If they close the chain and go again, you can defend again. Okay. So yeah, it sounds like that's the case. It would be cool if you could just like, okay, I'm going to move it over here now. I'll move it over here now. Good against Dash. For sure. This is coming in for 6 again. I'm just gonna let this happen. I'm gonna play a CNC, pummel it. I have CYBs. We'll get back. Alright, Nature's Path Pilgrimage, baby. You control the card to be able to activate its ability, no? It does not need to close the chain as far as I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, based on the text, it doesn't tell me that. There's absolutely no reason you couldn't shift this after the link step. New legs plus rampart. Yeah. See, that's the card I was talking about. You can maybe do like a little fatigue angle situation where like you just get one blue turns into 6 block against a go wide deck. That's like fucking crazy. Don't let me forget the pummel, guys. We're jizzing all over the place about this new card. Oh, dude, they're fucked. This Dory is fucking done. See ya. Play account your blessings. Make me cry. Get rid of that card. They're gonna attack for 4 still, though. We know. We know. Oh, cut through the facade. What was the card they lost? Felling Swing? That card is crazy. Ah. Well, I have to not block this. Because I have an Oakman old. Alright, boys. Who up Oaken they old tonight, you know? I stole that from Dagan White. We're looking like Randy from South Park after seeing this suit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're coming back to fight. I didn't hear no bell. Now, Guardian it's kicked down, but we're back. We're doing it. Making it happen. Hey, Ed, did you see I got top 4 on my Outsiders Oldham Jarl list at AGE recently? I believe so. Last week was pretty busy for me, so I wasn't able to watch all of that. But I'm more than happy to look at it. Send me the link. Send the list. We'll look at it together. Shift the tide of battle. I hope you kept a red. Nerd. Oh, this sounds kind of good. Oh, they kept a blue. Unfortunate for me. I think I'm just gonna Terrace Under. I think that makes the most sense. Keep this Frostfang for later. Which means that we need to block for, unfortunately, 2. But we need to go ahead and do it. Need to go ahead. She Oaken on my old. Why you gotta add she? That makes it sound way more vulgar. How does this... Ooh. Does this, like, gain extra? Probably not. An interaction. That's super cool. Hey, that is very interesting. So it's like actively that trigger happens and this trigger happens? Is that actually how that works? Because that's kind of good. Me, I am oaking my old. Nope. They'd write it as a once per turn reaction or something if they wanted to limit it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna assume you can just yeet it over to the next chain link and then yeet it over to the next chain link and then yeet it over to the next chain link with your tunic counter. You know, just back to back. Tunic will always be the chess piece now. Especially with that card. That's crazy. Check out all these shitty 2-block blues we have that are now 6 blocks. That's crazy. Blocks are to this chain link. I think you need to pay each time. Yes. Yes, you would have to pay each time. But that is not the concern, right? The concern is, can we intentionally move it? Can we turn a blue into a 6 block? Which is nuts. It's so good. Ooh, we are cutting through their facade. Yeah. Yeah, that card's good. That legendary is sweet. The set notes will tell us. Yes, yes, for sure. It's too important of a detail to leave out. Correct. Correct. that card 100%. Making it happen. It's also really good with, you guessed it, count your blessings. Oh boy. Get your count your blessings, people. Get them now. Oh boy. I'm so excited to play Count Your Blessings Guardian for the rest of existence. It's very cool. Am I the one having issues here? No. This matchup did not go to fatigue. Lecture 2, set notes. There's the list I went 6-2 on. It actually didn't show up. Can you message me on Discord? I think there's like a link filter in the chat. Remember, guys, we have memberships now. You can get emotes. Check out this emote. You can do this. It's me. The emote. Normally, for equipment to block multiple times, you'd have to close the combat chain, but this card specifically has an ability to let you add it as the defending card. Yes, that is why I'm saying that makes the most sense to me for that card to... sorry, I'm getting distracted. Let me figure out what I'm doing this turn. This hand doesn't play the way I want it to. This blocks for 3. I don't want to do that. This blocks for 2. Huh. I just want to play Icequake Frostfang next turn. I don't care about this Blizzard. I want to keep this Plow under, honestly. Well, you know what? No. We need more Earth, so this is easy. Let me put it in the Victor Discord because I know you're there. Yeah, that's cool. Is it better to be a YouTube or a Patreon member? I think Patreon, technically you get more. This is just kind of like a... And we might like add some other things and stuff where it could be like a YouTube member giveaways and stuff like that. We just started it, right? So it's a work in progress. But the Patreon, for sure, you get like deck lists and, you know, sideboard guides and all that kind of stuff. So the Patreon members definitely get a little bit more as of right now. But yeah, this is just kind of like a, hey, if you want to sub, if you want to, you do that stuff, we appreciate it type thing. Frostfang. And I think we're trying to do like a... We got to get this set up because there are like some bots. Like Twitch is so much easier when it comes to like doing the alerts and stuff like that. You can do alerts on YouTube, but it requires you to have like a secondary thing. It's not like included into YouTube or OBS or anything like that, right? So we would have to like sign in, but everybody would have to like constantly sign in every single time. We just got to look into it. I'm sure there's like an easier way to figure it out, but I want to see the alerts where it's just like somebody is like, hey, you know, here's voice to text or text to voice, other way around. And then somebody's like, hey, Ed, blah, 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 you know, or, you know, hey, somebody just like followed or subscribed. That's super cool. Like, I just like those little alerts. It makes it feel, you know, a little more personable. Their whole turn is done. Good job. We did it. If we had Tune Encounter, we could Flourish and Sledge for 9. That's how that works. Just by the way. But we're just going to do this because it demands more cards from our lovely opponent. Thought we were the armor class? That's right. We're both the armor class. This is basically just a Guardian cosplay, right? It's just a Guardian that swings their hammer a lot more. We're like attack reaction. But Guardian's always been attack reaction, right? Or not reaction, attack action. Like big dumb attack actions. Big poppers. But we're swinging sledge a lot, so can't say much. Let's see. Let me put in, okay, Crazy Guardian is going to use 3 piece of generic armor now. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I didn't read that previous message. Yeah, we're generic armor users for sure. Yeah, the head, the chest, and the boots, and then we got like arms that just happen to be earth, and that is the only reason we play them right now. So Decimator Great Hammer, that would be quite the card. 3 cost for 4 to do all this, just make it a hammer. That'd be sweet. Okay. Yeah, we gotta let that resolve. I'm gonna take a ping. We haven't played any CYB. Keep that in mind, fellas. Keep that in mind. CYB is still the thing we are going to be playing. So I don't care if they have Rainbow Shunt. I'm not going to die to it. I'm going to gain all the life. I'm ready for a good Guardian weapon to come out. Sledge is good, though. I do love Sledge. I've always liked Sledge. Anathos is amazing, too. I want a good one-handed Guardian weapon. I should clarify. Interesting. What are we doing? I guess I'll just block. It feels weird. Whatever. We'll block 4 because we're just going to failing them. Didn't we side them out for what? The CYBs? No, we did not side out the CYBs. We have one here. We just haven't seen a whole lot because we're playing more than 60, and I've pitched a few. What? Why would you undo, my brother? What did they pitch last time? It's the same card. Okay. Did they like want to choose which one gets halved? Because it makes no difference. Why not play the new Jarl Earth Boots? It gets a decent amount of value with the Ice Auras. Plus, it is Earth. Yes, yes. The reason is this is always 3 health. And if you use this correctly, then it's literally just 3 health. There's like no downside. There are some situations where it can bite you in the ass. The other boots are generally a block 2. Yes, they are Earth, and yes, that does matter. But I would have to play a different blue base. I would want to add another aura, right? Just for consistency's sake. FYI, Moonlight Solace on Discord confirmed link doesn't have to be closed for the Lex. That's sweet. That's sweet. That card is so cool. All right, I'm pretty sure we have Earth. Yes, we did it. Boom, bang, bong. We blocked with 1 pummel. That doesn't matter. Hey, our decks are like even. Nice. Yeah, that's sweet. Oh man, those new boots are crazy. Yeah, whether the argument is Civic Steps or the new Earth Boots doesn't matter anymore. It's the new Legendary Boots. That's what we play now. That is what we play. Card is very strong. You see this no block in hand that you really want to block with? Well, now you can't. That's really good. And it's also really good against these attack reaction decks, like new. Because you can block in a certain way to where you block like 1 over and then they do their like +3 shenanigans or whatever. And you're just like, I got this. Got him. Yeah, even there, it's just super solid. Because it's a defense reaction, though. Oh, you're taking it. You're taking it, buddy. I got you. Rip my Civic Steps. Well, hey, you can play them in the arm slots. Your cold foil civic steps, just play them in the arm slots instead. It's fine. They have to like dominate or some bullshit, right? Bought a rainbow foil promo civic steps last month. I got a civic steps from a local for a very good price, and I am not upset that there is a new, better boot. This is still kind of cool to have. Would you play Temper 3 Civics instead? Probably. That seems fucking stupid. Seems insane. What are they doing here? How are they giving go again? Glints. What is happening? I'm confused. I guess I'll block with this. I'll block with this, and then I can pitch the boulder drop, put this in Arsenal, attack Sledge. I have no idea what's happening on their side. What are the new boots called? So, I don't know if they're on February yet, but they're called Quick Dodge Flexors. And it's Quick Dodge is one word. Okay, so they're just overpowering me. Yeah, that's not concerning. So it's coming in for 8. Do I even care about this? Oh, I care about it now since they're glinting. Yeah, yeet. Yeah, Quick Dodge Flexors. Thank you for typing that out. That is the card. Head slot. Put it in your head. Arsenal that card, buddy. There is like a potential big brain play to like just channel them, but I don't think it's correct. I also think it's correct to put back Felling potentially. I really need some Earth though, so maybe not. I'm gonna have to jump on those Fluke Box pre-orders straight away to get one of them. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get the single, depending on what I decide to play in Memphis. I'm leaning towards Jarl, but I'm not opposed to playing like the new Arachne, depending on how the deck feels after we got more cards. It'll be a good time. New Arachne is just interesting to me. I like disruption. Disruptive decks are cool. I also consider playing new, but I feel like the bad guy if I play new, you know? I feel like the villain. My opponent has to give 2 cards. Yas. Arsenal. Okay, well this hand just kills them. Probably. If I just no blocks. The new Arachne. True. Did they just pass? What the fuck? Put Oaknall back next to this crumble. I like that plan. Head. That Frostbite wants to stick around. Can they stop 12? Probably not. Or 13, actually. They lay down their whole hand, they could do it. Unless they have a remembrance in hand. Haha, got them. New Arachne. NUU. No thanks. Somebody added me. Oh, you added me. We'll look at this after this game is in. There you go. Yes. Back to this. Alright, they're dead. I got them. I guess they're not technically dead. They could pitch to like block with a sink below or something. No, they're dead. Okay. Wait. Nope, not that. There we go. Marcus Brown. Okay, AB3. Hey, look at that. A little respect for the Wizards. I don't know the area meta, but that could definitely make a difference. Arts Incarceration, I do love this card. This is a card that I swap between like Weakest Link and stuff like that. Said that last time. If you guys remember, one of Favor Scenes, Sink Belows makes sense. Pulverize, 2 Zal Spell Scenes. You are a 2 of gamer. 2 of gamer. Look at all these 2 ofs. I'm a big fan of playing 2 ofs too, for sure. 1 Winner's Bite is interesting. I feel like this card is like super strong, but you're the one who got top 4, not me. So lots of Kano, sure. Yeah, that makes more sense then. So ratio wise, 39 blues, being able to supplement the null rune. There's no decompose in here, which makes sense, which is why you're playing the Sink Belows over like the Root Bounds. Got the Fate, Spinals, again, because you're not playing those. Weakest Link's just a solid card. Yeah, I mean, this is just fine. I'm curious how you feel against new. Like, do you side some of these out? I assume you would have to. Like some of these attacks, maybe like 3 or something. Or more. Nah, probably not more, but yeah. And Anathos. Yeah, so your Anathos is a lot more consistent too because you have these 6s. 6, 5, so you have 1, 2, see 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, you have these too. I thought it was a nice card. Yeah, it does look like Oldham. It's very similar to Oldham. And that's what he was saying too, is that it was like an Oldham Jarl list, which is cool. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 5 times 6 is 7, 28. Yeah, so your consistency is really high with these. Yeah, this list is cool. And you're a Civic Steps gamer too. Yay! Zealous Belting. Yeah, I'm curious what your matchup spread is. It looks like, yeah, this is just an arcane game, so like there's no results probably. I guess some people have been playing it. Yeah, I guess a lot of people have been playing it. 37 games. Win rate's low, but that's just people trying things and not understanding the board proper. So yeah, this card is so crazy. Like when you get it off, it's like in this style of list, it's super strong. This is pretty well put together for sure. This looks like Oldham too, because this was a thing where like there was a few Oldham lists that popularized playing 2 Rousey Ancients instead of 3. So yeah, sweet, cool list. Cool list. Let's join this Jarl. Hazy days. Let's see. Is Erase Face better than Weakest Link right now? I actually think so. Just because of the new set. Hazy Days doesn't want to play against us. That's okay. You don't have to. Let's play against this KO. I haven't played against a KO before. Because most of the time, like, when I'm doing generic testing, there's just not a lot of people playing KO. So this will be interesting to kind of look at. Yeah, I think Erase Face is probably going to be a higher impact card. All right, well, is this a real KO? Probably not. I'm pretty willing, I think, to block here and here. Just go ahead and fuel up and then get rid of this. Guys, it's been tough for you, just constant numbers, sure. Well, we're going to see. This doesn't... I guess their deck structure is probably similar. You guys have life. Getting all of that. We could channel them. That was pretty hot. We could also just boulder drop them. Yeah, this is not like normal equipment. So I don't know how real this is actually going to be. So if we channel, we get one floating. We can't boulder drop. Maybe it is just right to play the boulder drop. Yeah, let's just do it. Because this will get a card out, potentially. Really appreciate your streams and tips, especially as being new to Guardian and love Jarl. Absolutely. I am glad you are enjoying hanging out. Jarl is cool. No pun intended, but maybe a little. All right. Maybe we can play against a KO that has like real equipment and is maybe a little more experienced in the game. I was trying to say it in a nice way. But yeah, my build structure here is I'm playing Count Your Blessings. Well, you have the list. You saw it. You gotta pitch more cards, buddy. So they have a yellow. They just kind of showed their hand to us in a way, right? This is coming in for probably. Oh, it discarded. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Beam trackers. If this is a swing big, this blizzard is crazy. If it's not a swing big, then this blizzard sucks. Is it correct to block with these cards? I don't want to attack. I don't think attacking does anything for us. I think just blocking is probably reasonable enough. We got plenty of earth, so I don't want to use gauntlets. Olympia with new boots would be funny. Yeah? Yeah? Actually? Dude. You're cooking now. Is it correct to play this here? I don't think so. I think it's correct to like just play the CYB. Okay, yeah, they're zooming. Oh god. Maybe we should have blizzard. Yikes. That's wild. Can you play 3 copies of the legendary? Like, I think you can, right? What the fuck are you doing? I'm all right. GG, brother. You're fucking done. This blizzard has the highest payoff I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ. What were you gonna play? Pulping for 8? That was your whole game plan? Jesus. Holy, we did it. Viscerai. I'm not keeping track of the wins, but we've had all of them. I almost feel bad counting the last one as a win, but whatever. We played an amount of time against them legitimately. Is this guy trolling? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna claw. Okay, Blizzard. Concede. Immediately. That's so funny. I think the player is just like probably new, right? Like that's what I'm saying. I don't want to like diss them too bad, but yeah, I mean they're playing like standard CC. They're probably playing their budget armory deck, like Damo's saying. Yeah, I mean it's just funny. It's like seeing the Blizzard literally just like auto concede for that person is really crazy. Okay, well when you got it, you know. So I'm gonna do this. Bang, bang. I don't really want to arsenal this pulse. I don't think there's any use to it. Typical UPF player. What if the hate? It's back. I'll gain life. The value. Got him. I hope you had a Mordred Tide or 2 in your hand. So they're playing more than... Yeah, I'm not going to Arsenal this. I think that's kind of throwing. This hand sucks. Okay. So they are getting probably Swarm, maybe Amplify. I can see argument for either, depending on their structure. The hand. What do they grab? Amplify. Yeah, this hand blows, so we're just gonna do a thing. It's back on a casual level as the form deserves. You pitch, pulse, and Arsenal bite. Yeah, you know what? That probably would have been better. Yeah, that's a good point, Jordan. Okay, so they're just like attacking me though, so funny enough, I'm going to pitch this because the math works out the same. Because I'm going to block here. So, like, I would be taking 1 damage no matter what type situation. Now, I'd rather, like, keep the pommel around, right? Just in case we get to a late game state and I just want to, like, close the game faster. It actually matters a lot when you're in tournaments to keep in mind that kind of stuff. Depending on how aggressive they decide to go now, too, we could just be in a blocking state for a while. Because I'm not willing to take a bunch of damage against Viserai, because the moment you do and they walk you down, then they start stacking and then they kill you, right? So no, because I think they're so I'm responding to you. So not worth taking 1 more to Arsenal Pummel. The reason is if they are trying to play more aggressively, then I don't want to have just the Pummel. You know what? Pummel might have been better too. Yeah, the Pummel would have been really good, huh? Alright, whatever. Guess we'll just do this. Yeah, I wish I did have the Pummel now, just because, like, they are starting to stack. I wouldn't play it this turn, I don't think, because I would rather just keep it for, like, a, smack, whatever it's called. And that makes the most sense. Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Pummel was right. I don't know, like, this matchup can kind of go back and forth. Because they pulled a blessing, it, like, makes a lot more sense to have kept the Pummel. I don't think I want to Arsenal here, since it looks like they are stacking. They kept 1 card, they're not doing anything else. So we can put back an Oakenold here. Yeah, they're just doing their thing. I'm good to Arsenal this, actually. I think that's fine. We don't want to fruits because we're higher life. We'll just attack. Yeah, I probably should have kept the Pommel, man. Already two different things that I wish I would have done differently. Keep the winner's bite and then Pommel. See, chat, you should just play. Just take the deck. You can play better than me. Easy. But try doing it while you're streaming. It's a lot harder, I promise. Alright. Hey. Damage. Maybe. Alright. Yes. Damage. Keeping 1 card. Or blocking with 1 card. Okay. So we're pitching these count your blessings. They are the Arc Knight now. Look at them. So there's a few things that I'm kind of thinking about right now. I'm looking for just a couple of different things. I'm looking for a crumble to try to force them into using the rune chants. I'm looking for a smack because I have the flourish. I already have one piece of the combo, which will force them into using the majority of their armor. Right? Well, I say the majority. Just depends on like the sequence, right? So if I draw a crumble off of this, that would be like best case scenario. Or like an imposing would be fine too, I guess. So we're going to pitch this. Count your blessings because we don't want it right now. Yeah, don't really want that card either. I guess we can tear asunder. I don't see a downside to tear asundering here, just because like it will probably get a piece of armor, which could matter. So just go ahead and use the value on the cards. Now, reduce to rune chant does pretty easily clean this up. Also, well, the discard block, they have to pitch to be able to stop this because of the channel. And we're not keeping the channel. So look, see, we're getting the grass. That's important. Now, does this actually do anything? No, but probably good enough. So, Ari, you couldn't chime in earlier when you glanced at my list. I basically wrote off the new Enigma matchup and prayed to dodge, I see. Also did match into one of only 2 Kanos in the room day 1. Hey, well, at least you you brought the tech for it, right? Hopefully you did well against that one. Did you win that matchup? Bye-bye, channel. You did a little, maybe, possibly. Okay, we are not seeing the things that we are looking for. Oh, they're... Okay. They're probably just stacking some more, honestly. Oh, okay, they're not. Ooh. Okay. So here, I'm just going to block and AB my hand, basically. So it's kind of the plan. Because if they succumb me, that's kind of annoying. I'll take... You know what? I'll do the tunic too, just to get it out of the way. Let's get the other rune chance. I'll block this guy. Take a few. Marcus is a gamer. You did at 1 life. Nice. Beat up that Kano. I actually think Kano's a reasonable matchup, believe it or not. If you bring the tech for it, right? So like the AB, the extra blues, like the ice disruption is kind of big. It's pretty cool. So we already pitched to count your blessings. I don't want it right next to it, so I'm going to do blue and then count your blessings. And pass. So we have blue, count your blessings, blue. Whenever we block some more of this hand, we will probably pitch this count, save it for next cycle. Put you to 1 with blazing with my fused Oakenold on the stack. Have me sweating bullets. Yeah, that's fair. But the nice thing about Oakenold is you get to keep the blues, right? Pitching Mordred Tide and a Drawn to make a rune chant. Interesting. Playing a blessing. Also interesting. I think this turn is like pretty simple because we need to keep the Goliath for the potential to draw a smack. So I'm just going to play a CNC, keep the 2 cards in hand. This looks like a threat of pummel, so they could block in a certain way. Face Purgatory would be the best block if they went ahead and used that just to try to get it out. Would be interesting. If you're asking me if I run seeds into Kano, yes. In Marcus's list, he did not have seeds. Oh, shit. Sorry. I have to do this now. because they go lower than me, and I really need to play that. Okay, so we do have it. We have the combo. So if they attack me, I just forego and I start fatiguing again and just keep my life total high. If they don't attack me and they try to build more rune chance, then I do the thing, right? So it looks like they're not attacking me. And they missed. So, like, okay. Sick. But yeah, I like seeds, just in my testing. So here we will Goliath. I guess we can try to keep this just in case. We do the thing. Here it is. Tower. I'm threatening your rune chance. Give me your hand. And they do play a good amount of 2 blocks, right? So 2 block, 2 block. They have D-Reacts too, of course, but 2 block, 2 block. Like, it's not free for them just to like lay it on their hand. They do have to give me something other than grass, most likely. Depending. Just depends on what D-React they drew, if they drew one. But yeah, Plume of Evergrowth is quite a cool card against like when you're playing seeds. I really like that combo. I wish it was as good as it is in Florian, because you have the ability to get like Summer's Fall back easier, but you also have like the aggression of being able to play Channel Mount Heroic if you so choose, which I think is really cool. Yeah, as like weird as this matchup is, talking about Viscera and Jarl, I think it's super interesting. I think it's like a super interesting matchup because of the way that it kind of goes back and forth. You flip the script like constantly, right? You're like, okay, I'm on the aggressive, they're on the aggressive, I'm on the aggressive. And it's really just a game of like, how can they counteract these like on hits here, while also me like actively fatiguing them because I'm disrupting. Okay, so here it's probably just a Frostfang pummel. I have a feeling that they'll probably go towards blowing these up pretty soon. So there is a reason to play or keep Count Your Blessings. But this hand is also interesting in a way too. If they like face Purgatory or something weird. How many smacks am I on? I'm on 2. 2 smack. Because it is a card that's like dead into almost every matchup except for Prism and like Fatigue decks. It's just another 3 block, right? But like its purpose is here. All right, so I am going to pitch the count because I do have crowns still available. So when they do finally try to do their pivot, I think it's more important. And this is just kind of get stuck. This is more useful here, depending on how they decide to play. All right. So we're getting 2 cards out of them. But yeah, double smack, some flourish tech here with the Goliath Gauntlet. Now our other flourish isn't going to be as good. Unless we just happen to like see flourish and tunic counter and smack and have 2 blues and stuff, like sure, it works out. But okay, so that's their discard. It's the amplified. And then we'll put the CYB on bottom first. Okay, Icequake's pretty sick. So Dirging, a Rune Chant. Did they just go now? I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a 9th blade and just decided to play it. They are kind of hemorrhaging. Okay, so 3 blessings in their list. That's usually bad for us. Yeah, there's a world where I pummel this Frostfang too. I'm just kind of thinking about that. I'm going to play this Icequake using the channel and then play this Frostfang. Now, this is a pretty good purgatory spot for them, I believe. Just because, like, it does get around some of those. Pummel is the only way to make Smack a reasonable card at this stage. So I'm not, like, over inclined to do this. I don't think it does a whole lot. I think I would rather keep this blue. This also, with them not using Purgatory, makes a draw for an Oakenold a little bit better. Okay, so yeah, it's go time for them. There's not a world where they actually use Spellbound here, so it's just a block. So I'm going to A-B even with the Plow under tube because I want to block with this Command and Conquer. Skip the rest. I guess they could, like, Creepers to swing Sword, but that doesn't matter, right? No Earthlord Surge. No Earthlord Surge. No. So Earthlord Surge is very conditional in a lot of situations, which is why I'm not, like, overly attached to, like, an Earthlord Surge. Because it says attack action, whereas these Icequakes, they work with Goliath Gauntlet. So, like, when you find a pump to go with your Smack, it's, like, pretty normal. Okay, so we're Room Flashing. So now it's time to start fatiguing. Yes, I have a Smack, but we're doing the fatigue plan now. Honestly, this is probably the best block, even though this, like, kind of puts us out. So I am going to block with that. I want to keep blues. Yep. Pay the 1. There's a world where Stalagmite is really strong, but I'll save it for the next chain link unless if they have, like, another Rune Rager or something like that. And then here I'm just going to block. It's a cool decision tree to put the Viz in. If they see Goliath Gauntlet, they shouldn't try to stack, but then they should get fatigued. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just existing is, like, really interesting because it forces them to, like, go off a little bit earlier than they're used to, which makes it a little bit better for you in general. And they definitely run out of cards before you. It doesn't matter if they play more. Okay. Depending on if they, like, try to set up more this turn, I'm gonna just play Crumble. Like, Winter's Butt Crumble them. It's yellow, count your blessings, so some red ones are coming up. Okay, Machinations. Okay, now I think it's a good time to Stalagmite. Pay 1 here. Then I'll Stalagmite this. That way, if they want to attack me, they're forced to do so with the extra card. Yeah, exactly. So now, oh, oops. There's no reason for me to do that. I'll just play a Crumble and pass because there's not really much else for me to do. We'll put it on their face Purgatory and pass. Because, like, attacking for 3 does nothing here, right? We don't care. Sorry, I saw the 2 floating. I thought they were going to do more. Okay. Morgentide's strong, for sure. Deadwood Dirge is also quite strong. Okay, read the runes. Interesting. Okay. Not exactly what I expected. Okay, so we can Winter's Bite here. Get a card out. We can even pummel this Boulder Drop, which is sweet because we have Crumble. These Count Your Blessings aren't doing a whole lot. I think it's... Can you explain why I don't CYB there? Because I want the life gain, just in case. Like, I want it to be there later. In this situation, there is, like, a world where using the CYB is correct. Just because, like, we want our other ones that we see to be turned on. But, in general, the way these matchups go... Are you taking this? I'm going to pass priority and see what they do. Okay. Taking 3 there can mean giving them another rune chant if they... Yeah, that's true as well. I will go ahead and pummel here, though, because this is dominated, and the likelihood that they have another D-react is maybe low. I should be checking this and seeing, like, if they have a reduce. I haven't seen any reduce, though. There's no reduce. Interesting. Okay, they do have reduce. Still getting them to discard, though. Yeah, we're getting into a life total where, like, playing these CYBs, even if you're not gaining life, could really matter. Oh, there is at least one? No, you're right. Yep. This game is also a nice example of how Guardian adapts on the fly. Yes, absolutely. I think it's really cool. So they discarded a Gloom Bell. Alright, so I'm going to overpitch to play Command and Conquer. And then if they decide to, well... No, I think that's wrong. I'm just going to play the Command and Conquer, and I think they might face Purgatory here, is why. So I want this to be discarded so I can keep this, because when they do pop this load, I can gain some life. Yep. Are they deciding not to do it? Okay, they are. Yep. And that's fine. Yep. And they're going to go next turn. Like, this is it. So they're going to blow up the rest of them. Now, it's probably going to be a Morgentide turn as well, so it's, like, actually really, really spooky. But 21 life, I don't think that they can get past, like, a hand with 2 blues and some blocks and some Stalagmite and some Crown of Providence action, you know? Yeah, yep, so it's attacking time. I'm surprised they didn't wait for the Morgentide. I thought this was probably close to the Morgentide turn because they pitched it like turn 2 or 3. Okay, so I think we can reasonably just A, B. Just with these. I'll go ahead and do this too. I'll skip the rest of the rune chance, take this one. I'm going to go ahead and block like this, taking 6 more. With the hope that they were wanting to spellbound. Okay. Okay, Pulse is strong. Pulse is like super strong. Yeah, I have every single matchup possible in this current meta, not including Draconic or anything like that, because we don't know all the cards, on the Patreon for this. So there's, yeah, February link with all of the matchup guides and all that. And there's some notes on certain ones on like what you're trying to do. Like new, you want to try to blow up their mask if you can, and that way you can't get fatigued, for example. Been using your list a lot, enjoying it a lot. Is there any matchup that you side all CYB like Kano, or maybe another matchup that Jarl can't really pressure enough? Yeah. So, sorry, I'm reading these back a little bit out of order. Yeah, like you want CYB into Kano for sure, but you only play AV1, so like you kind of pray when you do that. Reaping Blade. Okay. I'll just block. I'm going to play Winter's Bite, Arsenal Pummel, and pass. And they're on 9 cards, so like we're feeling pretty good here. We're going to draw some more CYPs in a second too. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah, the life gain is so good in this deck, because you like just AB with your blues, and then when you need them to be life gain, you do it. It's so crazy. Okay, you got a pitch for that. Yeah. Another Malefic. So there's going to be a pretty goated CYV turn, or not CYV, Mordred Tide turn pretty soon, like in the next hand or so. All right, so I can AB with this, block with this. And then CYB, and then I can attack. This is where we get greedy, and no, we do not do that. This is not where we do that. If we're playing legitimately, we do not greed Crown of Providence when they're at 16 to Oakenold them, because that's how you lose. Okay, sink below. Nice. Okay, CYB. Look at this. We pitch stack this. It's insane. Yep. We expected this. Now these Malefics are going to be pretty sweet for them. Yep. Okay, we are going to AB. Guaranteed. Now, I do think it's like correct to block this out for obvious reasons, because they have a bunch of rune chance. So we're going to do this and this, get rid of this, because we don't need this pummel. Oh, this is fucking nuts. Stop this. Stop your turn. Stop it right now. Now, sure, they got rune chance still, but this is better off for us, right? I decided not to CYV because I am higher life. Are they taking the damage? Nope, there's the last reduce. Sweet. Blues and 3 blocks. Just like we drew it up. Our next CYB gains 5. Oh, so good. Okay, so just pitching for this. We will just AB everything. Block. Okay. Spellbound? No? Okay. Let's gain. Back up to 18. Pretty good. Another CYB. So strong. So now you can see why I wasn't playing them. Because when they have these like these last final push turns, it can be important. We're high enough life that I don't think we would need CYP anymore. But still pretty good. Now, so the rest of the game is just, you know, AB. What does this do? Create X rune chance if X is greater. Okay, so we aren't going to be doing anything with that. Nah, there's no reason to play that either. I think this is actually the more important card, maybe. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll just pitch this, because we know they have rune chance, so we'll keep this card. It's unfortunate. I think I'm going to have to cut Boulder Drop from the list. It's a good card. It's just, I think, like, the iterations are going to force it to be something else, like a Race Face or whatever, and play a little bit more blues. Maybe not. We'll see. All right, loads of blues. We'll pitch this Flourish first. Okay, 1. Then we'll pitch this. Then we'll pitch, I guess, Crumble. Yeah, red Boulder Drop Waiting Room for sure. I'm okay taking this. There's no, like, on hit that it could be. And I would rather, I think, stop the creepers. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. So you can see the rest of their hand. It doesn't do anything. So good game. Yes, yes. So we had it in the bag. So yeah, that's kind of how these games go. You just kind of pivot back and forth depending on what they're doing. And then if they take too long to kind of set up, then you have some punishes, right? With the Smack of Reality. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I like it. That's another thing though too, is like Smack might be on the chopping block as well. Same thing with the Goliath Gauntlet, because if you're not playing Goliath Gauntlet, or if you're not playing Smack, you don't want to play Goliath Gauntlet. Which means that you could also cut Flourish and play something else, like some better blues. These new boots are gonna like really, really change the deck a lot, to be real. Like, why? Maybe not, but let's see if they've posted it. Let's see if it's on here yet. Okay, so these are expansion pack. So let me see if I can open it in a new tab for you guys so we can actually get a good view. Okay, let's see. Open link. Here they are. So this is it. These are the boots. They're really cool. Defense reaction pay 1. Add this to the active chain link as defending card. It has 2 base defense, this chain link. You just go boom, 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 boom. It's really, really nice. At the beginning of the end phase, if it defended, you destroy it. So yeah, this card, you could really like start playing stuff like let me show you some cards. If you wanted to do like full degenerate like pay into stuff, you could play like Brother in Arms and whatever else, like pay 1 to defend and just have it to where your blues are really strong. You could also play like staunch responses and whatnot. I don't think that's like probably going to be the direction of the deck. But if we played something like Marcus played, where you have staunch responses, that you can have the extra floating and use that, which I think is really cool. Same thing with the CYBs, right? 2 cost. If the bounce thing is possible, it's bonkers. If the bounce thing, you're saying like where you like move it across chains? Yes. Yeah, it's absolutely nutty if you can like move it across the chain. And I think you can. Let's see. Already confirmed by the head judge. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right. I remember the earlier comment. Yeah, I believe that is the case. So, sweet card. Sweet card. Now we can play with decent equipment. Now all we just need is a headpiece. A Guardian headpiece. It's going to come in the mastery set for sure. It's gotta. To where Guardian gets a 2 blade break good headpiece. So we can play some Guardian equipment with our generic busted guards. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the day. We did really well in games. We played like 4 or 5. I think 4. You guys got a good representation of what a Viserai matchup looks like, the way I generally like to play those. I think it feels pretty good. I'd rather play against a Viserai than a new, for sure. I need to practice against new more. But yeah, take this to your armory before the new set comes out. Play around with it. It's a good time. If you want to be like disruptive and aggressive at the same time, right? Playing Ice Quakes and Frostfangs. Felling of the Crown is such a sweet card. Also gets around CNCs since you're not playing correct. That I don't know. Let's see. CNC defense reaction cards can't be played. So I think it does get around it, right? Yeah, sure, this is a card, but you're not playing it. You're activating it as a defense reaction. It should get around it. Oh, yeah, that was you? Nice. Good game, good game. Good game to showcase. Appreciate you doing that. Yes, it's not a defense reaction card. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, this card is sweet. This card is going to be very strong. All right, so that's going to be it. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll try to do this again next week. Same time-ish, 7 to 7:30. And at that point, we will have all the spoilers, and then we can actually start talking about some changes to the deck iteration, or maybe some other things that I might be playing, like Arachne Marionette. Would be kind of cool. I kind of want to like try this guy out. It just looks really sweet. This card is so cool. Yep. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, and we'll see you there. If you guys want to play the deck with the matchup buttons, right? So this version, it is there. It's in the Patreon, and it's on the Discord. So when you are a Patreon member, you get access to it. It's pretty sweet. So, yep. Jarl is going to evolve for sure. we will make him work. You know, I'm committed to the Guardian gang, so we're going to try our best to make it work. And I'm going to hope that I play it in Memphis. So, all right, that is it. We'll see you later.